No! Welcome, one and all, to episode 4 of the JP special.
I haven't seen that before.
No, one of the surprises I'd mentioned. I've got a wobbly mic. One of the surprises for you there. How are you?
Going in search of Uncle Ben's rice.
That's right. What I did to let you in on an industry secret there is I got the opening crawl from Rise of the Skywalker, or The Rise of the Skywalker, whatever the fuck it's called. Yeah. And I adapted the text to suit our needs.
I think it's called The Demise of the Skywalker.
Demise of the Skywalker.
Demise of the Skywalker.
The thighs of the Skywalker.
That's very good.
Montalbani.
Montalbani. That's how you say it, isn't it? You have to say it like that.
Well, you've seen Rise of the Skywalker, haven't you?
I've seen Rise of the Skywalker.
What did you think?
It was a load of old tut.
It was a load of old tut, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, the one before was also slightly a load of old tut.
Slightly a load of old tut.
Didn't mind the first one.
I didn't mind the first one, but we've got some comments. Should we see what everyone's saying?
Yeah.
Sure, hope so, or I'm in the wrong room, says Graham Dallas. Evening all, says Roy. Evening, Roy.
Hello, Roy. Have you had your tablets, Roy?
Dwayne's back again. He says vol au vents.
Oh, vol au vents. See, again, vol au vents. You're going to say, oh, vol au vents.
Tim's feeling confident about the super match game.
Right. Okay. Well, that's nice to know, Tim.
Because it is back again. It's going to be
it's back.
Oh, yeah. Don't you worry about that, Tim. Which one of you is Beryl Reid? That one.
This fella. Hang on, I'm pointing at myself.
He's wearing a T-shirt. You can't see it. It says, I'm with Beryl Reid. It's got an arrow running that way.
I saw her on Blankety Blank not so long ago, and she kept pretending that there was a little midget under her dress, and she's going, "Oh, get off, you naughty thing!" Oh. And
it was Ronnie Corbett.
And no one was having it. No one was having it. No one was going with it.
No.
People were just like, "No, I'm very much."
Was she front middle?
She was front. She was top middle.
Oh, that's okay then.
Top middle. No, she wouldn't be front.
Who was front middle?
Front middle at that said episode was the wonderful Paul Daniels.
Oh, the wonderful Paul Daniels. McGeelus, of course.
Every second counts.
Every one of you's a cunt.
Find the lady, you're a cunt. That's me show.
Oh, it's a weird one, Paul.
Do you remember his special where he died at the end?
Yeah, and they went straight to end credits.
Yeah.
It was a sarcophagus full of nails, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah. It was an Iron Maiden thing, yeah.
Yeah, and then end credits scrolled up, and everyone was like, when you wish upon... Oh, fuck, he's alive.
That wasn't long. That wasn't that long in real terms from the Tommy Cooper incident, was it? So everyone must have been thinking, oh, shit, another one.
Yeah, I know. Does he does come on right at the very end, though, doesn't he? They do the end credits, and then he's like...
Fooled you, you fucks.
He comes out and he drinks a glass of water and all blood and piss comes out of him. And he goes, I'm not very well.
Then he falls over into the news.
That's right. He falls on Trevor McDonald's lap.
Trevor McDonald. Good evening. Oh, fucking. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he appears briefly on the weatherman.
Oh, and that's tragic.
Oh, and now I'm fucking dead. Yeah, dropping C-bombs. That's how I roll. That is how I roll. Just remember, everybody, just to let you know.
What's happened? It's just me. What's going on? John, you've gone, and I can't hear you.
I fell out of the broadcast. That was exciting, wasn't it?
What happened then?
I don't know. I fell out of the broadcast. Just to let everybody know that as usual, the phone lines are open. 0898 50 50 50, 87 pence a second. So if you want to phone in and let us know how you feel. Sorry for falling out of the broadcast, everybody. I don't know what happened, but I'm back.
Remember, 2 pence of every call goes to the JP charity that we set up. That we don't know what the charity is yet, but we really do strongly believe that the headquarters of the charity should be in Fiji.
Well, we're talking about setting up as we speak. Linford Christie is in Fiji doing a report
With
on
his lunchbox.
With his lunchbox. He's actually taken a lunchbox as a prop for fun.
Does he check that in before flying, or does
I think that can go in his carry-on because
does he consider that carry-on?
Yeah, so he can say. They say, "Have you got anything to declare?" He says, "My lunchbox," and then they go. Oh. But as we speak, Linford Christie is in Fiji doing an OB outside broadcast for people who aren't in the industry report about the dangerous lack of snooker clubs out there, which we're hoping to set up with your money. So please dig deep.
Please dig deep. And once you've dug deep, dig a bit deeper.
Dig a bit deeper. Why not?
Dig a bit deeper. Come on.
Because there's people in Fiji right now who have no idea how the words to snooker loopy go. And I think that's tragic.
One of them got very close once. He was doing an old traditional Fijian fisherman song, and he almost said, "Pop the red, then screw back for the yellow, green, brown, blue, pink, and black." But he actually went, and he just did. He sort of left it at the end. So it's there in the air. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just glad. I mean, you're showing your privilege there, Paul, because you do know all the lyrics to Snooker Loopy, but people in Fiji don't. So please, 2 pence of every minute of your phone call, will go to us setting up a chain of snooker clubs in Fiji.
Chain letters. That's right.
Who was Chain Letters? That wasn't Lenny Bennett, was it? He did Lucky Ladders.
I can't remember what. All I know
everybody, you all know.
Chain Letters. I just remember that bit at the end because it was very.
Was it Paul Coyer?
Who?
Paul Coyer? Was it him?
Was it a Sequoia? I don't.
No. Paul Coyer.
I don't know who Paul Coyer is.
He was a television host, Paul.
Did he do Chain Letters?
He might have done.
Oh.
I thought it was Lenny Bennett, but he did Lucky Ladders.
Oh, okay. Guess where you're going, Grandad? I don't know where. Dignitas.
Apparently Ted Robbins did Chain Letters.
Oh, Ted Robbins did Chain Letters.
Apparently. Dignitas.
What was Chain Letters apart from Chain Letters?
I think it was you had to send threatening letters to people in the showbiz industry. And they'd get like the lovely Lisa Goddard on. And they say, Lisa, we've got a pile of threatening letters for you to go through here. Oh, this one wants to cut my head off.
Let's start off with this one. This is for a local garden centre that apparently has been lacing its drill with rat poison. Now, you're going to get a chain letter, you.
Oh, we've got definitive answer on Chain Letters.
Okay, go on.
Chain Letters was hosted by Andrew O'Connor. Beagle as well, and Sophie Aldred's husband, Vince Henderson.
My God, Tim Coleman, you are literally stat.
Tim's winning 2 weeks in a row there.
With stats.
We've got someone on the line from Sydney, Australia.
Oh my God.
Goodness me.
Obviously, let's be dignity at all times. Let's not make any reference to the fact that they're criminals. So rappers Rapley. Is that like Boaty McBoatface? Is that what's going on there?
I think it is.
So you're now seeing us in the morning with a nice cup of fucking coffee, mate. Oh, it didn't take long, did it?
And a slice of Vegemite toast.
Gonna stir me coffee with a kookaburra.
Yeah, I think he's probably gone now.
Put a kangaroo up the arse. Oh, right. Oh, he's gone.
No, we go to Australia and put kangaroo up the arse. That's what this.
I'm sorry. Have we lost Australia? Have we lost Australia? Yes, I'm sorry. We've lost Australia, everyone. John, I was thinking today, and very seriously, I was thinking, how many homs have you lived in your life?
Oh, that's a very good question. Let me think about how many homs I've lived in.
You have a little think, because I totaled it up today, and I have lived in 19 homs.
19 homs.
That's a lot of homs.
Wow, that's a lot of homs.
So 2 in Plymouth in Devon, where I was born.
Yeah.
3 in Totnes, which is also in Devon when I was at drama school. Then 2 in Dublin, because I lived there briefly. One in Chicago. It's my kind of town. I lived there for a bit.
Wow.
Then I came to London, and I've lived in 13 different homes in London, but 3 in the same area. So it goes Finchley Road, Bounds Green, Leighton, Walthamstow, Acton Main Line, Brick Lane, Holborn, Parsons Green, and my current residence, Buckingham Palace. So, yeah.
Mornington Crescent.
19 separate homes I've lived in.
That's a lot of homes.
It's a lot of homes.
I've lived in 1, 2, 3.
Michael May. 4. Open the. Well, this is riveting.
I've lived in 10 homes.
10 homes. 10 homes.
Wow. Someone, our friend Tim, has come through again with this. Chain letters, you had to have a 4-letter word and change it. Sorry, hang on, start again. You had a 4-letter word and had to change a letter. Change the C to a B to make bunt. B-U-N-T.
Wow. And that's what you had to do.
That got on telly.
Chain letters.
Chain gang. Oh no.
Was that ITV? Sounds very ITV.
I think it was ITV. Oh my God! Look, we've got someone from Singapore.
Hello from Singapore. This is amazing. We've never had anyone who's just not around the corner or mad.
Right. Oh look, someone's got a question. Where in Dublin did you live, Paul?
I lived first of all in halls of residence, Trinity College. And then I had to leave. You must leave. And then I lived in a place called Glasnevin, which is about sort of 3-4 miles away. It was part of my 3rd year at Dramsco. We all had to fuck off for like 1/2 of our 3rd year somewhere else. And I went and studied screenwriting and bits and bobs at Trinity. It was cool.
Wow. Look, we've got someone. Oh, hello from Daytona Beach, Florida.
Making this up.
I think people are just making this
I
up.
think we're having our little...
Diane says, I called the number and got a lady who had been very naughty. Yeah, that's Danielle Westbrook. She's taking your calls this evening. But do rest assured yourself that all the money will be going to Fiji for those snooker clubs.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I think...
The producer said to me... Sorry,
Is that your Ronnie Corbett?
Not very good. And the producer, no, it's rubbish. It's rubbish. Really rubbish. You have to get the timbre of Ronnie, don't you? Because
I have to start with a little.
But don't go into Jimmy Savile because it's so easy to start going.
Yeah.
Oh no! So you don't want to do that.
Question from Tim.
Where in Wolves? I lived in Whitmore Reens. I don't know what that means, where in Wolves. I've never lived in Wolf.
You don't live in Wolverhampton?
No, I've never lived in Wolverhampton.
Tim, what are you going on about? You're having a nightmare. Tonight's background is a generic sci-fi background I found. Because the reason is, because we were doing episode 4, A New Home, I thought that it would be fitting that we switched from the usual background we have, which is that... Sorry, something went down the wrong hole, and now I keep coughing.
Coronavirus?
I haven't got coronavirus. No.
Are you sure?
No, I've got a frog in the throat, which is I probably shouldn't give Gerard Depardieu blowjobs. There's also this one which I don't use. I got a nice Millennium Falcon one, but you can't see it. It's obscured by our faces.
The cockpit up thither.
You can see a Star Destroyer though, which is exciting. I've got
nice.
Swap Shop. Swap Shop. The show that, of course, gave us brown sauce. And I've got generic space. And I thought today, because it's episode 4, A New Home, I go generic space.
Generic space.
Oh, by the way, Paul.
Yes, go on. Oh, shit. Yeah, go on.
I've forgotten her name, so I'll have to come back to that later.
Okay. What? Well, that's interesting. So hang on. So just to recap, 10 homs for you.
10 homs.
Where were you? Which hometown were you born?
Oh, I was born in the hometown of Wembley.
Oh.
Born under the sound of the Wembley bells.
Yeah, lovely.
I was born in Wembley, and then we lived in a place. We lived in North Wembley.
Ah, yes.
And then when I was 6, we moved to a place called Carpenter's Park in Watford. And then I lived there until... No, then we moved to Oxley, and I lived at Oxley till I was...
Oxley?
Yeah, Oxley.
Oxley?
Yeah, and then I moved from there to St Albans. St Albans.
Oh, that sounds very sort of lovely.
It's got a Roman settlement, Paul, I have you know.
Of course. Well, no, I bet it fucking does.
And then I moved to Hove. Yeah, which is next to Brighton. And now I live in Worthing.
I know Hove very
I've
well.
been about me. Yeah.
And then, you just moved down the coast then, didn't you? You went from Hove further down to Worthing.
Yeah, it was cheaper.
Is that your plan? You're just going to make your way...
I'm going to keep going until I eventually go 6 feet under.
So you're going to spend your old age in Penzance?
Your pants.
Hey, come on now.
Hey. You know, someone just called me a posh boy. How dare you?
I'll
tell you an interesting story how we lived in Carpenter's Park. It wasn't because Carpenter's Park then was quite posh, to be fair.
I've never heard of Carpenter's Park.
It's quite posh.
It sounds like Polare.
Oh, yeah. Glad Carpenter's Park.
Any bold. We lived in Carpenter's Park. My dad was a gravedigger when I was a kid. And we lived in Carpenter's Park because he became the foreman of the cemetery. And because he was the foreman, we got the house that went with the cemetery.
Did he bring his work home?
He always came home with a stiff.
Hey,
that's my dad.
Always came home with a lovely bunch of flowers for the wife.
Fresh graves. Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You lived on a graveyard.
Well, not in really. It was about a 5-minute walk from the graveyard.
You didn't live in a graveyard.
I didn't live in a graveyard. No. But I often woke up with a stiffy. No, it's the same joke as I did before.
You've done
that. Hey, Paul.
Go on.
Who's Imelda Staunton married to?
John, seriously, I thought we covered this last week.
Yes, that's right. Jim Carter. She's married to Jim Carter.
Yeah.
It played better last week.
It's fine, it's a nice reprise of the joke. I don't appreciate all the posts that I'm getting from you with the same gag. It's getting a bit much.
I just want to remake the film Jim Carter with Jim Carter. I want the poster to say Jim Carter is.
Who starred in the original Jim Carter?
I don't know. Should we have a look?
Richard Wattis is.
And now see here, everyone. We're going to do some exercise.
Don't be ridiculous.
Right,
it was Tom O'Connor. It's a Olympic gymnast, Kurt Thomas. He combines his gymnastic ability with martial arts to compete in a fictional country by the name of Parmistan. Sounds a bit cheesy.
Parmistan?
Yeah.
It looks a bit like Henry Kelly.
It does a bit. We'll see if these two ninjas are game for a laugh.
Oh, he lives very close to me, Henry Kelly.
Does he? He did that advert for a car dealership. Do you remember?
Yeah, which is also very, very close to me. And he's often in my local sporting a G&T.
Is that G&T game for a laugh? I've skipped a reference there, haven't I? Because it's going for gold. It's probably the bigger hit in terms of him, isn't it?
Are you saying he was not the star of Game for a Laugh?
Well, Beadle was the.
Beadle had his grubby little mitt all over it.
He was the. When you think about who's in Game for a Laugh, right? You had Matthew Kelly.
Yeah. Hello.
Beadle. Henry Kelly, and the Australian outlaw Ned Kelly. Now, no one remembers that Ned Kelly was in it because he wore that giant iron mask to deflect himself from any bullets, and so he wouldn't be noticed when he was in undercover in these videos.
Yeah, he was brilliant undercover, wasn't he? He was always a drain or a lamppost.
Or a pillar box.
Pillar box or a police.
That's right. But people forget that Henry Kelly was in it. And Matthew Kelly. They just remember Gary Beadle. Sorry.
Gary Beadle. They just remember Gary Beadle. The on spirit of Jeremy. Wow.
Jeremy Beadle, who died a long time ago. Why don't they do that in the news? Why don't they go to the news? They go, Charlton Heston, who died 10 years ago.
Who died 10 years ago today. Yeah, lovely, wouldn't it?
Or even better, Jesus, who died 2020 years ago.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, who died 4 million years ago today. Let's look at some of his greatest work.
His paintings are rubbish, obviously. You know, the saddest thing about T-Rex, of course, what I've always thought, is that he's never able to give anyone a cuddle.
Yeah, that's true. You could probably do a Rubik's Cube really well.
What if T-Rex was like the dinosaur equivalent of the Elephant Man? Like the reason he had tiny arms is because he has some sort of deformity.
What, you think you should have had really long, gangly?
Just normal arms.
Wouldn't he then have sort of like run with his arms and his legs and would have looked slightly comical?
Would have been weird, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I don't think you'd be running away from him. You'd just be pointed and laughing and staring and going, "What a Burke!"
Carry on Jurassic Park then.
We
should probably say right now, if any of you have tuned in for Carry On films this week, I'm afraid to tell you there are no Carry Ons this week.
Now, there are many reasons for this. Number one, Carry On Schindler's List. We just thought, no.
Well, no. I said to Paul earlier, my idea was to make it that he was going shopping, and then it's just not interesting.
Yeah. The only thing that we thought was funny and not offensive was just at the end, he could have been gone, I could have bought more. I could have bought more. A bag of onions, a Twix, a fried bento steak and kidney pie. I could have bought more. And that would have just been a long list of a script. And
we could have heard, go on.
I didn't do Carry On Alien or Aliens because we'd already done Spaceman. And also we've done 12 Carry-Ons and we've actually written every Carry-On there is. We might do maybe one again, but we're going to have a break.
We fancied a break. Plus, I've been...
Yeah, you've been busy. And also I think we're always doing one each. So maybe we'll take one and we'll do like a sort of send to each other and carry on.
Co-write.
That could be... No, but you start... Send where you're up to, and I'll carry on, and then send it back to you.
Oh, carry on.
Like chain, carry on letters.
Yeah, chain. This week we've got a threatening letter from a man who lives across the street. Carry on, running men.
We sent John Inman to find out what's going on.
So you've been sending awful letters, have you? Oh.
Yeah, I'll say something funny. When I was a child, the Game for a Laugh sketch from Not the 9 O'Clock News scared me.
Oh yes.
Because it's the one where Rowan Atkinson's gone home, and then it's Mel Smith as Jeremy Beadle, and he says, what he doesn't know is that we've decapitated his wife. and as he's saying it, he's wearing like a butcher's apron, and he's absolutely doused in blood. And he's holding a massive bloody cleaver. And then Atkinson comes out screaming. And then Mel Smith comes up to him and says, he says, like, it's me, and we just wanted to, and Atkinson's like, oh, bloody hell. It's a very funny skit. But when I was a child, that scared me.
Who's the guy, and you'll know his name because I'm rubbish with names, he starred in the sitcom Community. He was the main guy.
Joel McHale?
Yeah. Did you see his show on Netflix, the John McHale show? No. It was exactly like Tarrant on TV.
Oh, really? Just showed clips of weird stuff.
And there's a show in Japan where they literally people go into lifts and then the floor drops and people genuinely believe they're falling to their deaths.
Oh, I've seen a clip of that. Yeah.
And it's slow motion of people falling past. But what's funny is they fall right past the camera. So and it's always women because they hate them. Right. So their hair's up like that as they're falling, and all you get is this in slow motion. Just endless loops of women thinking they're falling to their death. And there's one in Italy, which has got nothing to do with the John McHale show, that I saw years ago, where for a joke they put a tiger in his room. Oh. He turns up, there's a live tiger in his room.
Jesus Christ! Did you see the Japanese game show from about 4 years ago. It was a karaoke game show. And I bet, because everybody who watches this show is a pervert, by the way, that's a fact.
Oh, is this when they're being sucked off?
They're being wanked off.
They
have to finish the song before they ejaculate, I believe.
That's right. Do you know what? I applied for that so many times. Never.
I'd hope it was. I wanted to bring it over here and call it "Going for a Song," and I wanted it to be hosted by Bradley Walsh, but pre-Doctor Who. So I guess because he's out now, because he's doing Darling Buds of May now, isn't he?
What? They're remaking it.
They're remaking Darling Buds of May. Old Bradders is going to be Pa Larkin.
God, why? Why do
because
that again?
They have to do everything again. Although, not that I'm a purist and I've read the books, but did it not bother you at the time that when Pa Larkin turned up as David Jason, that he was basically Del Boy with sideburns?
Gusty.
He hadn't exactly changed his you know, the thing about David
falls through a barn door.
He falls through a barn door. Yeah, he's
They're trying to put a lucky horseshoe on the ceiling and the wrong one.
For some reason, Catherine Zeta-Jones keeps saying during the war.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
rubbish.
Pam Ferris is like granddad. I don't understand.
Ma Larkin, you plonker.
You fucking plonker, Ma. You haven't cooked sausages. You've cooked the fucking chairs. That's all right. We'll eat the chairs anyway. Little fucking doves.
When you think about it, though, it's a very similar dynamic because Catherine Zeta-Jones.
You call her Zeta?
I call her Zeta or Zeta, but I fancy calling her Zeta.
Zeta by her alien Mars name.
Can I tell you a great story about Catherine Zeta-Jones?
Go on.
Friend of the show, Dan Thomas from Wales.
Yes.
He tells a story. It's on one of the podcasts. It's on might be one of the Patreon ones me and Dan did. But he tells a story of how Michael Douglas came back to Wales to visit Catherine Zeta-Jones's family. And apparently Catherine Zeta-Jones's dad is very old-fashioned Wales. And he said that someone was walking around the neighbourhood and saw Michael Douglas was out the front sweeping up leaves. Because his dad had obviously said, I'm not having any of your Hollywood stuff. You're going outside and you're cleaning up some leaves. And they had to have double weddings. They had one wedding, a lavish one in Hollywood. And they had the other one, a holiday inn in Swansea.
Where all the Zeta-Jones got absolutely fucking trashed, I'd imagine.
And there was all sorts of Hollywood, like London-based Hollywood and English-based Hollywood stars there. Holiday Inn in Swansea.
That's amazing.
Brilliant. But
so what's your name then? To just Hollywood A-listers.
I bet Michael Sheen was there, and I bet he was a different person each time they spoke to him.
Every single time.
Hey, Tony Bloody Blair's here. He's talking with Brian Clough and David Frost.
Just picturing Jack Nicholson just in the corner. Hi.
Oh, he's dad.
What's your name then, is it? Oh, you were good in that film, you were. Bloody champion, that was.
You know who his dad is, don't you?
Who?
Michael Sheen's dad.
Go on.
He's Mr. Sheen. He keeps umpteen things clean. He flies around in a tiny biplane. And he gets out with a duster and he cleans tables, but he's only that big. Amazing.
Tiny. So that means he's constantly covered in shit.
Constantly covered in shit. But that goes...
You would not believe the day I've had Doreen.
He sounds like Harry H. Corbett.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Oh,
covered
God.
in shit again down the rim.
I'll get you, Harold. Trying to clean my rim.
Oh, you really are a disgusting little turd.
Zeta 1 is a great film.
Zeta 1? I don't know Zeta 1.
Zeta 1? Yeah.
Zeta 1? That sounds like a porno.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I hope it is.
So just to let you know, for this evening, we've got some exciting things coming up. We have got Blankety Blank super match games coming up later.
Well, we're going to do it. We're going to do two, so we'll do one and then we'll wait a bit and we'll do the other.
Yeah. Good idea.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have more. We're going to have more leg room tonight with no carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got at least another 4 hours. There's no carry on.
We could do a super match pretty soon if you want.
We could, or we could do anything else coming up soon.
Well, if we got any questions, any burning questions.
Yeah, let's take some questions. So, okay.
As opposed to strange racist statements.
Let's lay off the old racism.
I'm in Tasmania. Hello, because you're not. You know that you're.
Yeah, we want some more honesty of where you're based. This isn't fucking.
I want to know which panic room, dungeon room, or box with air hose you're currently sat in. Trying to make a fucking last all night.
This isn't TripAdvisor or your Expedia. This is an actual chat. Will you be covering the ITV telethons? No.
No, we will not.
How would we cover it?
We do not abide them.
Are they on YouTube? Maybe one day we could do some interactive thing. I don't know. Paul, what are you drinking?
Gin and tonic.
I am drinking a lovely Pinot Grigio there. Pinot Grigio.
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9 bottles of gin beneath me.
On the wall?
No, beneath me. So I just pull up a gin when I fancy one. This is a Green All's gin with wild berry. Wonderful. And I had to get a bottle of Plymouth gin because that's where I'm from. Queen Mother's favourite drink, you know. That's why she lived so long. She was fucking preserved in it.
Well, her daughter as well has lived quite a long time.
Yes. Gordon Sicilian Lemon. Very nice.
Oh, lovely. I'm enjoying the gin.
Hang on. This is a good question here.
Yeah.
If Carry On Cast were crisp flavours, oh my God, this is my sort of fucking question. I love it. Right. I totally agree that Bernard Breslau would be roast beef Monster Munch.
Yeah.
That is wonderful.
That's a great question.
Sid James will just be ready salted, wouldn't he? He'd be your ready. He's an everyman. He's ready salted.
Yeah, I was going to say Frazzles because it sounds mildly rude, but you're right. Ready salted.
Frazzles as well to give that look that he had. No, you're right. He could be a Frazzle. Although weirdly, actually, the crisp that best denotes his fizzog would be a knick-knack.
He'd be a rib and saucy knick-knack, wouldn't he?
He would be a spare rib saucy knick-knack. Because every knick-knack looked like a lava flow that had just come out of the...
I'll tell you who'd be ready salted, though. Jim Dale.
Jim Dale could be ready salted.
Nothing about him, really.
Charles Hawtrey. Now, obviously...
He'd be a skip. He'd be a prawn cocktail skip. Oh, hello.
It's melted on your mouth.
It's melted on your mouth. Quavers would be Joan Sims because they're very...
Oh, I thought Joan Sims would be... like cheese balls or something?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That
cheesy
sort of
puffs.
thing. Cheesy puffs, yeah. Cheesy puffs. No,
look, Kenneth Williams would be a cheese puff.
Yeah, I'm not. That doesn't. It's the cheese that doesn't sit well with me with Williams. Do you know what Williams is? Williams is a slightly difficult twiglet.
Right. Yeah. Because it's slightly bitter.
He's because I like him, but not a lot of people do. I reckon he's a twiglet. He's like,
you definitely can't wank him off.
Sounds like he's a long, savoury snack.
And I tell you what, twiglets are forever going to Morocco with Joe Orton.
Yeah, and not partaking in the buffet, so to speak.
Oh, no.
He never did, the poor fucker. He went everywhere with Orton, and Orton's like, look at me, I got 9 cocks in me ear. And Kenneth Williams is sat there with his feet in the swimming pool going, oh, no, it looks horrible.
He just didn't like sex, bless him.
No, I don't even think he liked masturbating, did he?
The Barclays.
The Barclays, yeah. Went for another Barclays.
Pam Ayres with a knife, or Lisa Goddard with a sniper rifle. It's quite dark, Tim.
Both equally as dangerous.
It makes me think that he's not asking us for our opinion. It's just that he's got either one in his sights and he's going to attack. I'm going to say, Tim, don't do either, please. Because Pam is a laureate and Lisa Goddard's too lovely to be shot with a sniper rifle.
Make a nice post-lockdown sitcom.
Wouldn't it? It's like Roll Over Beethoven that Lisa Goddard was in.
Ayres and Goddard. One's got a sniper rifle, the other's got a knife.
This sounds like a Terry Wogan's line, doesn't it? Derek Griffiths and Brian Can't.
Derek Griffiths? Or Brian Can't. Can't what?
Well, if you replace all with and, it's very Terry. Derek Griffiths and Brian Cant.
Brian Cant.
Hello from Birmingham, England. Honest, I know Jason lives in Birmingham, so he's being honest. Thank you.
I used to go out with a lovely girl from Walsall. Walsall! All I remember when I went to Warsaw is I never ever saw or heard a single bird in the sky anywhere. Wow. So every bit of avian wildlife was dead.
Is John aware of the John Rain Assassin? Yes, I am. Written by Barry Eisler. Half American, half Japanese, expert in both worlds, but at home in neither. You can tell him who, you tell him where. He doesn't care why. Interesting story. When I first joined Twitter, I did a tweet about how it sucks that there's already a guy called John Rain because I can't search. Basically it was annoying. And Barry Eisler himself replied to me and said, "Hey, dude, you've got a cool name." Thanks, Barry.
That's cool.
Have you seen the story about Sir James chinning the anti-Semitic cabbie? Yes. Good story. Have you seen that one? He was in a taxi and the taxi driver was being anti-Semitic. So Sid asked him to pull over and he knocked him over the bonnet of the car with a swift right hook.
Yeah, I'm going to punch you up the Uter.
Because Sid was Jewish.
He was, yeah. Sid Cohen.
Yeah. Jim Dale prawn cocktail yep.
Possibly.
I think that's too exciting for Jim Dale, though.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what Babs would be. I'll tell you who Terry Scott is. Worcester sauce.
Oh, yes.
End of.
Mm.
Jim Dale is got to be something very unexpected, isn't it? Something very unexpected. He's like a space raider or something.
Oh, you know what? They were fucking heroin to me as a child.
Oh, space raiders.
10p. I used to get like a 30p for school money or something, and I'd keep it back, and then I'd go into the sweet shop and I'd get
for school money. When were you living during the fucking Second World War? What'd you get? Half an egg and a ration book?
Yeah, as you know, I'm 97 years old. I won 2 world wars for you.
I was in 3 world wars.
There's actually not to say that Worthing is a backwards looking place, but there's actually a monument on Worthing seafront to the Boer War.
I remember years ago, I was doing some shows with Dan Mercer, Jeremy Lin, the Trap, the sketch show I'm in, and Michael Legg, who also we know very well, is from Belfast, and we ended up playing in his hometown. And we flew into Belfast Airport, and in the middle of the airport was a massive display in a display case of gollywogs.
Oh, which has now been moved to.
I don't know what that's. Welcome to Northern Ireland. Gollywogs. It was just the most incongruously, racistly horrible thing ever.
That display has been moved to the UKIP headquarters. Salted caramel popcorn.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Mm, this is great. Greg Evigan, Jim Dale is salted hula hoops. Yes, plain,
oh my God.
But also fun.
Do you know what? You have got it absolutely on the head. He's a salted hula hoop. It's not just the flavour; it's the texture and type of crisp, isn't it, that really does it.
When you think as well that Jim may be plain on the surface, but when you think he did his own stunts, didn't he?
Hidden depths.
So you can put the hula hoops on your fingers, especially the giant ones.
Yeah. No, you're right. He's a ready salted hula.
Greg Evigan, that is 100% spot on. Well done.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's been bedded in, casted, and that can never be changed.
Roy Lake, my wife comes from Durrington.
I don't know what that means, but
that's not far from where I live. So, thanks, Roy. Ask her to pop round later. Yeah.
The school I went to as a child was called Burrington.
That's like Durrington, but it's got less bumming.
It's got just a slightly less bumming. Yeah.
They said they've got 2 Durringtons. What sets them apart? And it's like, well, this one's got more bumming, so we're going to call it Burrington. That one's got less. We'll call it Durrington.
I remember when we went to Ireland, we went to because we did Northern Ireland, then we went to a place called Enniskillen, and we were doing a show, and one of us was staying in a B&B, and there was a chalkboard that just said fried egg, poached egg, scrambled egg. Was it fried egg, poached egg, scrambled egg, boiled egg, or your choice of egg?
Wow. What other choice would there be?
But the only thing we can think of was just a raw egg.
Raw egg.
Raw egg, please.
It could have been another animal egg.
That's off.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Can't have the raw egg.
There's no rail. No, I can't do it. No, that comes out.
Oh, no. You must continue now, immediately, with that amazing
I used to work with someone from Northern Ireland, and she was the only person. She was, I won't say her name, but she had a great Northern Irish name.
I only heard half a second of that, and it sounded like a South African having a stroke.
It was really bad.
You're angry!
It was like that girl from Girls Aloud doing. No, not Girls Aloud. I was going to say mixomatosis. Fuck me, I'm old. Little Mix. That is me walking into my teenage daughter's bedroom going, "You're listening to that mixomatosis, are you?"
Oh, go away, Dad.
No, it was the girl from Little Mix when she had to do Jamaican. Anyway, I used to work with someone from Northern Ireland, and she used to call me a dork, except she would say, "You're such a dork," and then she would say, "You're so old, you need a zamar friam." That's the only way I can get into my Northern Irish. Zamar friam.
My dad one of his best friends, because my dad worked at the dockyard fitting submarines, which is mental. And his best mate was a South African called Frank Widgywodgy. and this is true, he had a paper mache leg.
What? A paper mache leg? Why if it rained?
Exactly.
How does that work?
He had to really, because he was a bit tight and he never wanted to shell out for a proper artificial limb. He had this taut sort of paper mache leg strapped over leather that he would attach to his to just below his knee. And my dad used to charter fishing boats years ago. My dad told me that years ago, all he saw, they were doing shore fishing and they were in waders and they were sort of about 10, 20 foot out, low tide. And Frank Widgywodgy was standing there with a tilly lamp so they could see where they were casting. And the seawater was over the hours going into his waders. And all my dad saw, my dad was on the beach, was Frank Widgywodgy go, just fall into the sea.
Frank Widgywodgy.
Frank Widgywodgy. And listen, I'm not making this up because here he is with my dad. So,
oh my God.
This is my dad.
Right.
Here, sorry. There's my dad.
Oh.
That's Frank Widgywodgy. And that's when they used to go out fishing and they used to take people out trawling and fishing. So there's my... Sorry, I'm the wrong way. There's my... And there's Frank Widgywodgy. That is Frank Widgywodgy. So one of those is an artificial leg somewhere.
Made of papier-mâché.
Yeah, paper mache and leather. And apparently he went through about 3 or 4 throughout his life. And my dad sometimes used to take out Edward Woodward fishing because he moved down to Cornwall after doing the Equalizer.
Wow. So somewhere, presumably, Widgywodgy settled in Plymouth.
He did.
So there must be some little Widgywodgies out there now.
There must be some Widgywodgies somewhere. I never had a Widgywodgy at school. We had a poking horn. That's an amazing last name, Pokinghorn. We had an Entic-nap, which is a proper Cornish name. My French teacher... Hang
on. Can I just check? You weren't Native American or Eskimo, were you? No, Inuit, I should say.
I was not a Devon Inuit. We also... our French teacher, which was called Mrs. Spain, and that just made me laugh for 5 years.
My God.
5 years solidly at school, because every single time I saw her, and so did the other 800 pupils, go, "Mr. Spain, you should teach Spanish." And she must have wanted to kill herself every night.
Yeah.
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 There you go.
Papier-mâché and leather was a great pulp track, Tim. Yes. Good joke. A good joke. Kenneth Pokinghorn.
Well, no, his name is Neil Pokinghorn.
Yes, but Kenneth Horn, I suppose he's making.
Oh, I see. Sorry, no, you're absolutely right, Jason. I didn't even see that connection. That was just blaringly obvious, and I couldn't see it. I tell you what we should do now.
Yeah. What should you do now?
No, God, just put. I want to. Dear points of view. Dear points of view.
Why? Oh, why?
I think we should have our first game of Blankety Blank.
Well, this is a good idea because of the success of the jingle I made last week. Obviously, the Hazelhurst family got in touch and said, "You know what? Do another one."
Right.
But because they're beautiful people with great characters, I was very happy to. But also, they said, "John, could you do me a favor?" And I said, "Anything, Hazelhursts." They said, "Could you put a political message in there?" And I said, "I'd love to." So I'll just play it, but please play along with Blankety Blank, but please pay attention to the political message in here. It's hidden,
right?
But I think you'll get it. Don't die of ignorance, please. Right, well, I'll hand you over to Terry Wogan for tonight's Blankety Blank.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Blankety Blank with Old Tell. Now, what we need now is a contestant to play the old super match game, super match game, super match game, super match game. That's right. The first one of you little reprobates to type in the word Wogan's a Willy Wonka gets to play the super match game. You get to play with myself and John, or provide yourself with an adequate answer.
Which celebrity am I? Just so I can get into character.
You could be John the Baptist. You can use any. Oh no! Oh, he's not happy with that. All right, you could be John Craven.
Yes.
And deal with that.
I like that.
So we want our first contestant,
Graham Dallas. Come on down.
Graham Dallas. Welcome to the show. Where are you from? Kidderminster. More like Kitty Fiddler. Now, let's get on with the game. So, here we go. Let's reveal the legend. It is, of course, Fishing Blank. So, who would you like to play with first, if you pardon the pun? John Craven, Old Tell himself, and don't forget, you can choose one yourself because we haven't got enough contestants. I'll go first. I'm going to give you Fishing Rod. Mr. Craven, as I live and breathe. Craven by name, Craven by nature. Fishing Blank.
Well, Terry, when I'm reading the news, I often feel I'm all at sea. So I'm going to go with Fishing Boat.
Fishing Boat. So you can go with Craven's boat, Wogan's rod. Mrs. Wogan never complains. Or you can come up with one of your own. What have you got?
Fun.
Not fun, not fun. What's he got? Has he got anything?
Come on, Graham.
Don't forget, Graham, you can come up with one of your own, should you suffice.
And we're a few seconds. There we go. Graham has gone with boat.
Okay, so you're going with Craven's boat. Lovely. So,
wise.
Let's have a look at what we've got here. For 50 blanks, Fishing Welcome. Fishing Welcome there. The old traditional seafaring greeting. Fishing Welcome. For 100 blanks, we have Fishing Museum. Oh, yeah. You know, where you go to look at old fish.
Yeah.
But the most popular answer, now you could still get this game. You could still get there with Craven's boat. Are you ready? For 150 blanks, it's Fishing Cassette. Oh, that's a real shame there. You didn't win anything. It was the most popular answer, Fishing Cassette.
Fishing Cassette. I mean, Terry, I'm someone who deals with the news every day, and this news, I feel so stupid because it was right in front of me, and I missed it.
Right on your doorstep, wasn't it there? Well, Old Tell's going to disappear for a little while, but he'll be back with another super match game. Super match game, super match game, super match game.
So we'll have more Blankety Blank later. And please don't die of ignorance.
Don't die of negligence.
No ignorance.
Oh, sorry.
So, we're at the point where, I mean, what should we do now? Should we go to more comments, or should we play another game?
I don't mind. Let's have a few more comments, and then I believe you've got a riseable game.
I've got a new game. I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, I can't wait to play this, and I don't even know what it is. John,
someone needs to have a word with Eugene, who works the Blankety Blank board.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
I you know what, Paul? I love our audience because they get every reference. And
they really know. They really are on our level, aren't they? Bless them.
Yeah, it's great. Graham's philosophical. He says, "Close but no cigar." Graham, you're a better man than I am.
Fishing cigar.
Fishing cigar.
Well, sorry, the top answer was fishing cassette.
Fishing cassette, of course. I mean, Jesus Christ, it was so.
Fishing welcome.
I'm surprised it wasn't fishing Widgy Wodgy. Iceberg. I think Mark Whitson. Yeah, I mean, big shout out to Mark Whitson every week, who is, of course, our one and only.
He's the mysterious benefactor to our show.
Mysterious benefactor, and I've really fucked this up because I've left this comment here. There he is, like Mark Whiston. There he is.
Mark Whiston. Whiston by name. Whiston by nature.
Whiston Churchill, I believe they call him in his hometown.
Whiston Churchill. Had, of course, great wit, wasn't he, Old Winston? Great wit.
Great wit.
Great wit. A game of golf is a good walk spoiled.
I may be ugly, but I may be drunk, but in the morning I shall be sober and you'll still be a right fucking cunt.
Yeah, that one. This sherry tastes of China. That was another one of his. You know.
Put a cigar up my arse and light my nose. That was another one he said.
Oh, my finger, you fucking oik. Yeah, that's another one of his. Wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff.
Beautiful.
When a man is tired of London, your shoes undone, you prick. You know, all those wonderful ones that he
I have nothing to declare but my vast penis piercings.
Piercings.
Do you remember they did a Churchill show? Everyone will fill me in this because everyone's awesome.
The Churchill show. It's the Wigan End of the Pier Churchill show. Gary Wilmot. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Churchill show here on Wigan Pier, 1989. We have a lovely old time for you.
Hey, I'm that exhausted. I've been fighting him on the beaches all day. I'm knackered.
I've been fighting them on the beaches here, fighting them on the beaches there. Anyway, here come the doodle bugs. A doodle bugs.
The doodle bugs is actually the roly polies, but they're all wearing bomb costumes. Do you reckon? Do you reckon the roly polies were swingers?
I think 99.9% of them were.
Who do you think was the biggest swinger in light entertainment on BBC in the 80s?
Oh gosh, that's a really good. It's probably going to be someone like Frank Boff.
Well, it must be Boff, mustn't it?
If in doubt, Boff. It's got to be Boff, isn't it?
Oh, here's another Churchill quote.
Oh, go on. Yes, he did. Yeah, he did that one on the radio, didn't he? Yeah.
Has John ever wanted to stop a Smash Card pod recording as he doesn't like the person, such as the ones who haven't ever watched Bond films? I'll say no comment on that one.
It is also for those who aren't arsed with them. So,
well, there's room for everybody on Smash Pod, as we know. So I
don't think I've ever thumbed you down on this, John. But is your favourite Bond Moonraker, or is it one of the?
No, it's License to Kill.
License to Kill. All right.
Which is the music by Ronald Hazelhurst. License to Kill. License to Kill. Boop, boop. License to... Well, someone's just said something about a famous person from the 80s, and I'm not putting that on the screen.
Oh, right, okay.
They are still very much alive, and I'm not putting that on there.
Very much on television now.
Yeah.
Nanette Newman? Oh, come on.
I'll just say it's a disgraceful thing to say about that person.
Who rhymes with... No.
Yeah, I'm not going to say. I'm not. Plus, I like that person. Savile, of course, probably is... Yeah.
Yeah, but he went beyond all bounds of reality, didn't he? Really? Oh. He's,
not in a Tron sense, though. If Savile got into Tron, it would be an absolute fucking
very much in the sense of the horror film Event Horizon, where Sam Neill turns around and goes, "Where we're going, we don't need eyes." And I can imagine it, in the Hollows, it's just two tiny Savills going. That's what lies beyond that realm of pure horror.
Why didn't? And this is a serious question.
Why didn't?
When someone like Gary Glitter, I don't mean him. Yeah. When they were found with that incriminating evidence in the laptop, why didn't they use the film Tron as an excuse?
As a plea bargain.
To say, look, I was at home and I got zapped into a computer.
Yeah.
I saved this vast community from the horrible monster that looked like one of those lollipops you got from the chemist that was a whistle. And then I came out and there was suddenly all this stuff on my computer that was clearly put there by the NPC.
Hello, I'm Jonathan King and I'll wank off boys on right angles. No, it's not going to work, Jonathan.
Roly-polies are most active at night. They often stay under flower pots, piles of grass clippings, and other decaying vegetation. They stay in these areas of high moisture. That's good to know because I often assumed when they weren't performing that it was off-season for them, but in actual fact, they were clinging to nature. So that's lovely.
Well, that's all we've got time for, old country fowl. And thank you, Tim, for that wonderful report. Well, next up, bull weevils. Love them or hate them, you have to eat them.
You've just reminded me about the grumbleweeds, Dwayne. Is that there's a grumbleweed show on YouTube from 1988, which is fucking dreadful. But I found one from
their peak. They must have been at their peak at that point.
Who are we? The grumbleweeds. But I found one from 1986 that's even worse.
Have you heard the stripped down version of that Joss Stone guitar?
Oh.
We are the grumbleweeds.
Funny you say that, Paul. It's the John Lewis advert this Christmas. It's Sam Smith.
Guy with a gas mask with a balloon coming out of it.
It's Sam Smith going, "We are the grumbleweeds," like that.
He spent most of lockdown having a fucking little cob on, isn't he, and crying. Stupid. What a prize perk.
Sorry, Graham, did I not say MCP? Did I say MPC? Sorry, Graham. The Baron Knights killed Rent Boys. The opinion of Tim Coleman there.
That was in their rider. That was in their rider.
Sean Ryder.
Boy per show.
Post-recording in the Bullseye Green Room, I reckon Tony Green was looking for hotel room numbers. Quite possibly.
Now, I've got a story about Jim Bowen, but it's very racist.
He is dead.
Okay, so there's a show that goes on at the Edinburgh Fringe, sometimes goes on in London, called 60 Acts in 60 Minutes, where everyone's got a minute each. It was put on, it was done on BBC 4, which I did once on TV. We were following Count Arthur Strong, and that was brilliant because he stayed in character throughout. However, in Edinburgh, we've done loads of them, and it was hosted by Jim Bowen. And Jim Bowen was at the front of the queue, and there are literally 99 other acts, either singular, double, whatever they are, all behind, going round the back of the green room, out the back of the door. Everyone's got a minute to go. And just before the show's about to start, Jim Bowen, who's backstage of all of us, just turns down to the assembled artists. And I think we were about 8 in line. And he just goes, "Do you know what? I don't know how you modern comics do it. I mean, I can't come on here now and open with one of me packy jokes." And on he goes. We're all like this. Jim Bowen there.
Jim Bowen there, who died a few years ago.
Yeah, that was in about 2006.
I have a friend who was a film critic and knew Barry Norman. He told me 2 things. Norman was immensely friendly and supportive, but he also did not wash his hands after having a wee.
Oh dear. Have I told you my casting story? This is awful.
No.
This is awful.
No.
5-6 years ago, I was going in for a casting for an advert, went to the loo, there's a guy on the toilet making sounds like Hiroshima. Like, horrible. Came out, so I'm having a wee. He's having a horrendous poo.
Time.
Comes out the door. The stench is unbearable. Toilet's flushed. He literally looks a bit sort of like haunted, but just walks past me and leaves. And I'm like, oh, he's not even washing his hands. And I go, "You filthy little bastard." as he leaves. 10 minutes later, going to the casting. He's the director.
Oh,
looking at me like, "Hi." I'm like, "I'm not gonna get this, am I?" Ironically, it was Domestos. It wasn't, but
Sir Ridley Scott, who isn't dead,
who didn't die today. Anyway, yeah, I'm sorry about the Jim Bowen thing, but that's true, and it happened, and therefore
you've got to report news. I mean, I was John Craven earlier, so this is
John. Yeah.
News.
Well, we've been mentioning celebrities hither and thither. How about we enter the world of the celebrity now by trying to guess who's who? And I believe, John, you might have just the ticket for our celebrity conundrum.
Thank you, Terry. Yes, I have. I've got a new game show for everybody. And what I'm going to do is it's going to be a game show, but let's play the intro. By the way, we're very lucky this week. We have managed to gain sponsorship. We've gained sponsorship from a very big telecoms company.
Oh, not Tenor Lady again.
No, not Tenor.
Telecoms, right.
Telecoms company. Obviously, I'll sort you out later with the royalties, but
okay.
They said to me one thing. You can do the advert for us, okay? And I said, that's fine. And they said, here's our latest branding. Didn't look at it. I didn't even look at it. I thought, I'll use my instinct.
Okay.
And I'm afraid I had to do someone's voice who is no longer with us. But we've been sponsored, so that's good news. Here's the jingle. Please, can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's good to talk.
I wanted to return some...
Sorry. Stum. Play it again.
Please, can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's good to talk.
See, they were very keen on sponsoring us, which is great. And I just thought it'd be best to,
Oh God!
Anyway,
I got £20 from Bob to go to drama school. I sent him a begging letter, and he sent me £20, and the note said, "Never write to me again."
Wow, that's a great story.
I know. There you go.
But the point of this game, who the fuck is that? It's called, and what I've done is I've gone to lookalike agency websites, and I've pulled out lookalikes. And what we're going to do is I'm going to ask Paul one. And then if he doesn't get it, I'll throw it to you guys. But then the next one, I'll ask you guys, and so on and so forth. So this is
I genuinely haven't seen anything. Genuinely, John would
I haven't told Paul a dicky bird about this. This is the first
I'm really looking forward to this.
Okay, so this is the first one. Okay.
All right.
Okay, so Paul.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this?
Is it supposed to be the guy Elijah Wood, Frodo Baggins? Elijah Wood?
No, it's not. I'm going to throw it to the comments. So I'm going to have a quick look at the comments. Might have to wait a second for the comments to catch up, but let's just think about this. This is the first one we're going to do this evening.
Does he genuinely think he looks like Tom Cruise or something insane?
No.
He's not. Oh, I tell you, he looks a little bit like a very young Alan Alda from MASH.
Okay, Alan Alda. It's not Alan Alda.
He's going for the Alan Alda buck.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy for someone else to try and guess.
I would say he looks like Alan Alda. Right, someone said David Beckham. It's not David Beckham.
All right.
Is that Mr. Blewett from Dad's Army? No, it's not.
No.
Paul Rudd? No. Jared Leto? No. I'm going to put you all out of your misery. Okay, this is... Yeah. That's Bradley Cooper, ladies and gentlemen. That is Bradley Cooper.
More like fucking Henry Cooper.
Right, so this one is just for the YouTube commenters, so
right.
We'll have to give it a couple of seconds. But this is the next one. So, ladies and gentlemen, fingers at the ready. Who the fuck is this?
That looks like a still from a film, though. That looks like it's been taken from a police squad.
Yes, it does. Mr. Pastry says Simon Weston. No, it's not Simon Weston.
No, it's not.
Anyone
People always say, don't they, that dogs look a bit like their owners. So I never really want to see Simon Wesson's dog.
Tim says Floella Benjamin. No, it's not Floella Benjamin. Oh! Neil, it is Michael Caine. It's Michael Caine. Well done, Tim. Yeah, that is Michael Caine.
Snooker player used to wear the big glasses.
It looks like I was going to say Dennis Nielsen. No, not Dennis Nielsen. They're snooker player.
Dennis Nielsen.
No, this one is for Paul. So, Paul, who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck is this? Well, that's Bob Hoskins.
That is correct. That is Bob Hoskins. Okay.
It was either that or Mel Smith.
You know what? I thought it might be Robert De Niro.
Or it might have been Elmo from Brushstrokes.
Yes. Oh, this one is for the YouTubers out there. I feel like a late night DJ. Okay, YouTube people, who the fuck is this?
Oh, that's easy.
Is it?
Yeah, I know that immediately.
All right, you know what? Because Paul knows it, I'm going to throw it to Paul. Paul, who the fuck is that?
That's Anthony Hopkins.
That's correct. Okay. Forget that one, everybody. Right, this next one is for the YouTubers.
Of course, he ate his fava beans with a nice Ribena.
Exactly, with a nice Ribena. Right, YouTubers.
Your whole lips.
YouTubers, who the fuck is this?
Oh no, it's not trying to be, but okay.
Okay, Mr. Ox got the last one, so that's good. So it was definitely easy.
Well
okay.
done, fantastic, Mr. Ox.
But please, who the fuck is that?
There is a clue because the name's written underneath her.
Is it? No, that's Susan Scott. That's the lookalike agency.
Oh, I thought she was trying to be Selena Scott.
No. I'll do it in a Gordon Ramsay voice. Who the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Oh, Greg Evigan says, is it Marty Caine? No.
Marty Caine!
Is it Jennifer Garner? No.
It's
is it Jeffrey Gladiators? No.
It's Baywatch, isn't it? Surely they're going for the Baywatch.
No. Is it Lorraine Kelly? No.
I know. It's
Madhu
Jaffrey.
Someone's got it.
Oh, go on.
Here's Liz Hurley.
Liz Hurley. Oh, it's not Madhu Jaffrey. Okay.
Not Madhu Jaffrey. No. Okay. Next one. This is for Paul. Paul.
Yeah.
Paul Ulysses Litchfield. Who the fuck is that?
Well, obviously, everything in my fibre of my being screams Hitler, but that is supposed to be Basil Fawlty, isn't it?
That's correct. It's supposed to be. Well, it's listed as John Cleese.
John Cleese, yeah.
John Cleese after being caught with a 13-year-old.
That is literally like, and you three are investigating immediately.
I mentioned she was 13 once, but I think I got away with it. Right. One for the YouTubers. Friends. I'm going to stop saying YouTubers. I'm going to say friends. Friends. Who the fuck is that?
Oh, that's obvious.
Do you think?
Yeah. Of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay. We need a jingle.
Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck
is this? Do you think it could be? Who the fuck? Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck? Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck? Who the fuck is this? And who do you fucking think it could be?
Graham is right. It is Burt Reynolds.
Oh, okay. I was completely wrong then.
What were you going to say?
I thought they were going to go for a Sean Connery Zardos thing, but no, you're right, Burt.
Okay, no, I'm sorry, not Graham. Paul.
I can thoroughly recommend the Burt Reynolds autobiography, by the way. That's amazing.
Is this the one with the hot potatoes?
Every single woman, if he likes a woman with big boobs, she's got great potatoes. And every chapter ends with, needless to say, I had the last laugh.
Now, Paul Lichtenstein Litchfield.
Right, so Paul...
Ulysses
Lichtenstein Litchfield, right.
Right, now this is probably the hardest thing you'll ever have to do.
Go on then.
Paul Ulysses Lichtenstein Litchfield. Yes. Who the fuck is this?
Who the fuck is immediate gut reaction is Chris Patton, but I don't think it's supposed to be Chris
Not
Patton.
Chris Patton, no.
All at sea with Chris Patton. I'm also getting John Noakes for some reason.
Not John Noakes.
And they're looking likey. Is that their official picture?
That's their official picture. Yeah.
All at sea with.
It's remarkable. It's remarkable.
Oh my God! I'm going.
Yes.
Patricia Hodge. I don't know. I just don't know. Yes, it is. So fuck off. I've no idea.
No.
Oh, that's good. Tiffany Wetherspoon. No,
oh my God! Someone's got it. Someone's got it.
No.
Ready?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's wrong. Ready?
Yeah. Well, the clue was there, of course. The clue is there.
I mean, can I just tell you when you go to
navigate the globe on a boat?
When you go to the Branson page, there's about 15 of them. That is your best entry. Well, you have to look for fucking binoculars at him. You want to say to him, "Did you get much work as Branson?" No.
Not really. No.
Right. This one's for.
Oh my God!
For you or our friends? I can't remember.
It's for our friends.
Friends. Okay, friends. Friends, YouTubers, countrymen. Please tell me, who the fuck is that?
Yes. I think I might. No.
Please, can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
Who the fuck is at your door? Rat-a-tat-tat. Please, can you tell me who the fuck is that?
This is
standing
hot
at your doorway? Rat-a-tat-tat. Yeah.
That's hot honey you're pouring in our ears there. Oh my fucking Lord, someone's got it.
Go on. Oh, really? All right. I was going to go slightly more Amber Rudd, but I was thinking government.
It's Theresa May. Right.
It's Theresa May, of course.
It's Theresa May, of course.
She's Patricia Hodge, weirdly.
And Paul, this last one's for you.
Okay. Yeah.
This is a genuine lookalike. Okay.
Their highest earner.
Can I just say, before I show this one,
yeah,
underneath the lookalikes, it also gives their other abilities. So they'd be like, they look alike, they sound. Yeah, it's not just look alike. Sometimes they sound alike, and sometimes they give presentations. Okay. The next one, he looks alike. Yeah. He sounds alike.
But smells.
And he gives presentations. Okay.
Right.
Who the fuck is this?
Well, that's very obviously Bernie Winters. I mean, it's yeah. Well, it's your friend and my friend, Mr. Adolf Hitler.
Schnorbitz, yes.
Schnorbitz.
Adolf Hitler there, who gives presentations. And I would like to know, one...
Hello, and welcome to the Christmas Tyrak dinner.
Is he doing like a dining experience?
I will not do a Churchill knot. He is a swine. What?
Is he doing a dining experience? Is he saying like, I would paint this trifle 2 sittings, 2 coats, and then, like, your wine is the final solution to this dinner.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's awful.
Here is a dessert. It is a pill that we would take with this dog. No,
could be Kevin Eldon, to be fair.
Could be Kevin Eldon, yeah.
Oh, controversial.
Oh, now.
Richard Herring.
Yeah. All the derivatives of that joke. Well done. Blakey, it's very good.
Jeremy Lim, bit controversial.
I'll get you, Imler.
Dan Mersh.
Yeah, there you go. They're all there.
I saw Dan Mersh on telly the other day.
Oh, he's on telly all the time, that one.
I popped on, because Justice League is now on Netflix. I popped it on.
He's at the end.
He's at the end, yeah.
He's at the end, telling the truth.
Getting bummed by a fox.
Yeah.
The first post-credits DC sequence. He should be so proud.
It's the first time when they mashed it up with a Pink Panther end sequence.
That's right. But ladies and gentlemen, that was the very first issue of... Please can you tell me who the fuck is that? Yeah.
It's good to talk.
Sponsored by BP.
It's good to joke.
Right, I'm going to leave Paul for a moment with you because I'm going to go and get a drink because...
Oh, well, I need to do that straight after, so we'll do it like a tag team.
Do a tag team. I've run out of Pinot Grigio.
Oh, God, he literally has left me. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Richard Bryant's Home Pride Tales. Now, I was doing summer season Withington with Chrissy Biggins and wonderful Vanilla Fielding. We were doing a bakery fast, you see. 2 matinees, 8 performances a week. And I had to play the vicar, you see, who comes on with a cucumber secreted about its past. And we decided very early on in the run to not use a fresh cucumber because they do wilt under the
I'm
lights.
back.
And then several people died. Hi, John, you're back.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, have you got your drink?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, you got that. Now, I'm going to have a gin. Which of my 9 gins shall I have? Give me a number between 1 and 9, and I'll...
6.
That one.
Mm.
Sipsmith. I'm having a Sipsmith gin.
I like a Sipsmith.
Having a sip. So I've got the gin underneath me at all times. It helps me write. And now I need to go to the fridge to get the cold tonic.
So let's let Paul duck out for a moment while he does that.
Sorry, I'm in my pajamas.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad I've got you on my own because I need to tell you something very important. I don't really. I'm going to go to the comments and see what people are saying. Oh, look, they're giving Paul numbers. Hello, Paul. Paul's gone. He's dead. Tired. Mr. Bronson was only 37 years old when he was in Pyramids of Mars. That's interesting. Paul, tell us more stories about casting. He's not here. I can't tell you any stories about casting. I can tell you stories about other things. He's in the insurance advert with the TMNT. I don't know what that means. Obviously things that came up while I was going to get a drink. Shit, John, that's amazing service. What pub is that? It's called a Fridge. You see, I was really enjoying this, but it's all gone. So I've gone to the fridge to drink beer. Ask me a question. Surely there must be one thing you want to ask me. I'm not an exciting actor like Paul. Paul Litchfield, who died today. He's back.
Hello.
Hello, John. How's the cough? Now, the cough I had earlier was to do with me have something went down the wrong hole. And gave me a cough. Who gets their drink fastest? I think it was Paul. Because what happened was I had to go to the kitchen and get my drink. And then when I got back, because these are wireless headphones, your Wi-Fi headphones,
Ooh.
you have to plug them in a jack. And I got back and I noticed this had come out. So I had to plug that back in. So it made me take longer. Edward Llewellyn says, ha, 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 ha.
Yeah,
John, remember to tell your missus she is awesome. Anyway, I'll skip over that one. How are you doing, Paul?
I'm doing very well. I think it's time for another game of Blankety Blank.
Blankety Blank? Please don't die of ignorance.
Avast thee, mine hearties. It's good ship Wogan. Destination, Supermatch Island. Which one of our unfortunate reprobates or castaways is going to play with Old Tell tonight? If you want to play the final Supermatch of this evening, simply type in as quick as you can, Wogan's Willy Wigwam.
While they do that, Terry, can we establish which celebrity I am so I can get into character?
Yes, you are now John Carpenter. John Carpenter.
Carpenter, yes.
3 more days to Halloween. Halloween.
I thought you were going to do Mamma Mia. We've got one. It's Dwayne Hickman. Dwayne Hickman.
Dwayne Hickman, as I live and breathe. Where are you from, sir? Mudshoot. Fair enough. Let's reveal the legend. It is, of course, Stare Blank. Now, you got me. I'll give you one of me answers. Stare Rod. I went for Rod again. You'll notice. In the previous round, I went for Fishing Rod. Mr. Carpenter, I like your films, although they do scare Mrs. W. something so. So much so that she drops her knickers. John, what have you got for us? Stare Blank.
Well, Terry, as you know, I make scary films, and some people say I'm a bit of a nut.
Scary film, sir. Shit scary film.
Shit scary film. Some people say I'm a bit of a nutcase, so I'm going to say staircase.
Staircase. So you got Wogan's Rod. You got old John's case. I tell you what, John, the last time I saw one of your films, I did a thundering shit out of fear all over the old William Morris wallpaper. Tell you what, getting shit off that takes fucking ages. Thank God for Mrs. W. and an old can of the old pink stuff. So, Graham, is it Graham who's playing? What have you got?
It's Dwayne.
Dwayne. So you can go with Wogan's Rod, John's case, or you can go with one of your own. It's entirely up to you. What you want to get, though, is that 150 blanks. Because that's where prize is beyond all realms of avarice.
Well, we should say, I forgot to show it earlier, but of course, the prize that's riding on this is, of course,
Mark Whiston's very soul.
No, Terry, it's the Blankety Blank checkbook and pen.
No, it's Mark Whiston's very soul that's been compressed into aluminium and wood. A hellish figurine to put on your mantle.
Terry, while we're waiting, I'm an outsider to this country. Obviously, I'm from Los Angeles, in America. Because you're English, I say Los Angeles.
Land of grits and Gatorade.
That's right. I just want to know, because I'm unfamiliar to this country, who is Imelda Staunton married to?
Oh dear, well that, of course, will be the famous actor Jim Carter.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you, Terry.
Well, no, you spelled that wrong there, John. No wonder some of your last films are Stare Elephant.
Dwayne says elephant.
Do you know what? It's not within the realms of possibility. So, you got Wogan's Rod, Dwayne's elephant, John's case. Well, for 50 blanks, we have Stare Stare Rodeo. Stare Rodeo there, the third most popular answer in the studio.
Terry, I'm from America, and they're very popular there.
Right. Yeah, the old Stare Rodeo. Yeah. Now, you're not quite there yet, Dwayne, but you never know. 100 blanks or 150 blanks might see you through. So, let's hope for Stare Elephant. 100 blanks it is. Here we go. Stare. Oh, so close, so close. Stare Alien. Yes. You know, the old Stare Alien. You probably.
Terry, I'm from a sci-fi background, and I helped make the film Dark Star, which featured a Stare Alien.
A heavily based Stare Alien, I seem to remember, John. So it's a very popular term. But unfortunately, Dwayne, you're not quite there. But you never know. 150 blanks may well see you through. Let's find out. So we've had Stare Rodeo, Stare Alien, but for 150 blanks, it's Stare Aliens. Oh, that's a real shame there, Dwayne.
Terry, as an American who's familiar with sci-fi, I mean, in the movie industry, we're forever trying to justify how much money we're spending on Stare Aliens. So
Stare Aliens, yes.
It's a very common answer to questions.
It's one of the most popular greetings I've ever heard in old Tallahassee. Stare Aliens. Well, it's a real shame there that you didn't win.
Dwayne, sorry, Dwayne.
I tell you what, Dwayne. If you come back next week, you get first dibs on a super match. We'll bring you back. Because it was a valiant effort. Because I tell you what, the fourth most popular answer, Stare Elephant. Fare thee well. Oh, Terry's gone.
Dwayne says that was the best super match ever.
Oh, thank you, Dwayne. Well, it'll be
Dwayne...
back next time. And Dwayne and Terry, I should say, not Dwayne. Terry said that you get first dibs next time. So,
well, thanks for playing.
Mark
Whiston, the greatest player. They do say that Mark Whiston haunts the Blankety Blank game.
Who died today?
He died 6 years ago yesterday.
Right, we will round this all up, I believe, because we've been going for an hour and 25.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll round it up with some final questions. Some final...
Yes. Captain Tom Moore, NHS fundraiser, was on Blankety Blank Christmas special.
He was. They were
Tom,
playing
the actress and singer
new.
Ruth Maddock on the same show, says the article online. Now, what people don't know about that show is that Tom Moore, who is, I believe, a colonel now, was backstage and he murdered Mark Whitson.
It's all that SAS training he had. He just
Hang on.
It was like a reflex.
I haven't finished talking.
Oh, sorry.
With a joke. I mean, he made him laugh so much he was murdered.
Oh, I see. Right, he slayed
him.
The
joke was there were two Irishmen in a pub, and they walked in, and the pub was made of piss, and everyone was dead.
Right.
Yes, good joke, Tom.
Oh, that's the joke.
Someone said to him, "Hey, why don't you go and walk around your garden, you idiot?
Why don't you go and walk that off, you racist prick? I better well do that than you."
John is quite pissed now. I'm not. I'm a bit pissed, but you know what? I was looking back at last week's, and by this point last week, I was very pissed.
Were you hammered?
Well, I was very hammered, but this week I'm all right.
After we went off air, you went, "I'm going to bed,"
and I did.
You might have been a bit drunk.
Can you get Tallahassee on next week?
We could try.
I mean, the entire town.
What, you want everyone from Tallahassee to be on?
John is quite pissed. I am quite pissed. Yeah.
Hey,
well, I'm not. I mean, I've only got into drinking wine because of this show. I've never really been a wine drinker. But I always when we did Unmakeable, I had cans of beer, and it just became a nuisance to have to sit here with cans of beer.
Also, did you need to have a wee a lot?
Yeah, with the wine.
Did you not do the old truck driver trick where they always keep like a big 2-liter
murder a prostitute?
Yeah, and then wee in her. Is that how they do it? No, an empty bottle, like an Evian bottle, and then you wee in that. When you're keeping on trucking.
Might get picked up on this though. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, we might.
But yeah, since we've been doing the JP special, I've been drinking their wine, and like
You've
one
got
or two. Yeah.
It's a bottle of wine and 1 or 2 beers after, just to get the old vino down.
Which is great because you and I are recording tomorrow, and I'm bound to be hungover, so that's going to be fun.
Oh God, yeah, we're doing wheezing groaning, aren't we, tomorrow?
We're doing wheezing groaning sound tomorrow.
Yeah,
for anyone who cares about other podcasts we do, we're doing wheezing groaning.
We had a small break from wheezing groaning because we recorded 3 and they were brilliant and hilarious, and then at the end, after 3 hours of chatting and laughing and having a brilliant time, we realised it hadn't recorded.
No, we used Zoom and it all went wrong.
Yeah, and then we all felt a bit, I'm not fucking doing it again.
We got very upset, all of us. Yeah.
A few weeks passed and we decided we can't do the same 3 stories again because that would be insane.
Well, the thing is that last time we recorded, we picked 3 really fucking amazing Doctor Who stories.
Yes.
And tomorrow we're picking... Well,
3... A real mixed bag. Let's just leave it at that.
Well, the one I watched today was absolute dog shit. So
yeah, and I believe it was your choice, John.
It was, yeah. But the next 2 we're going to do are going to be good. We're going to do those ones again. We picked 3 on the last run that were so fucking good. It was crazy.
Yeah, they were all brilliant, weren't they? They were all absolute gems.
Wheezing Groaning, the only Doctor Who podcast. That's right.
It is the only. It's the only.
Yes.
Yes. I've spent a long 4 minutes today writing the intro to mine.
Oh Christ! I need to do that. I'll do that tomorrow.
You got to do that as well. You got to come up with puns. Cup of tea, and you got to do all that.
You only get an ood with Taifu.
Yeah, see, you gotta. That was my finest hour.
You know what's funny about that? It's when you said that, I think I had to edit down our laughter for probably up to about a minute, for about 3 minutes. We were all, yeah.
For years, I was genuinely obsessed. Like I actually wrote a letter to the Tate Modern, and said you should get the PG Tips monkeys to advertise It's the Tate, because I think it would be postmodern and brilliantly funny. Can you imagine? You could just take the existing adverts and all I wanted to end one of them with Picasso, and the other one going, when you're not looking, yeah, it's the Tate. And Tate Modern.
I would fucking love that.
Can you imagine? It's the Tate. It would have been perfect.
Diane, I'm also amazed that no one has made a Doctor Who podcast.
No one's made. I haven't heard a single Doctor Who podcast before. I'm really surprised. I mean, it's a really long-running show. You think someone would have talked about it?
Oh, an actor question for Paul.
No, never. No, fuck no. Need the work. I've come out then bitching and moaning, but no, I've never walked out of an audition.
Because I've
been sent out of auditions. That's the worst time to ever go to a casting is when you're either the second or the third to the end, because the people that are casting it have quite often been there since 9:30 in the morning, and they're still there at 5:30. And sometimes you'll go in and they want. If it's just the casting person and the cameraman, it's perfect. Just do name, agent to camera, do your shit. But if the clients are there, and sometimes there could be like 10 of them, and you can tell if they've been there since 9:30, because none of them are even going to look at you. They're all just on their phones. They've all had enough. And then you just do your shtick. It doesn't matter how fucking good what you do. They've just heard it now 180 times already. They couldn't give a fuck. They already made their decision at 11:30, but they've had to stay on till 5:30. It's horrible. There's nothing worse than that. But the worst auditions is when you turn up. This is a joke that I do with our previous guest, Mr. Jeremy Lim, which is genuine. Where I've gone into castings and they say things like "be happy in a sad way," okay, yeah, or they'll say things like, "so you're sat on a park bench," and then they'll go, "obviously we don't have a chair, so if you could pretend to sit," so you have to sort of put your knee over your other knee, and then on one leg, and then you're wobbling and you're in pain and you can't keep. And they're going, "No, look relaxed," and you're like, "Just give me a fucking chair. There's chairs everywhere." Jeremy had to do one once for a watch, and they didn't have the watch for him to put on. So they gave him something like an armband, something just so incongruously huge. It just didn't look natural, it just feel natural. And they're like, no, it's just a normal watch. He's like, yeah, but if I hold it here, it touches my nose because it's a fucking inflatable armband, you stupid pricks. But there you go, yeah.
Who's the nicest person in showbiz? I can answer that.
Oh, go on.
Well, in my experience, obviously I mix with showbiz people all the time. Genuinely, the nicest people I've ever met in showbiz are Kathy Burke or Al Murray. Yeah. Oh, and Adam Buxton. Adam Buxton was beautifully nice.
Okay.
Paul.
Okay. Yeah. No. I think we're done now, aren't we? I think we can go.
And the nicest person I met in showbiz is Paul Litchfield.
No.
I mean, that is the true answer, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Has John ever walked into an audition? No. No. I did once when I was a student. Oh God, do I want to tell this story?
Yes, you do, and I want to hear it now.
They opened like a laser quest in Watford High Street.
Brilliant.
And when I was a teenager, it was a twist on Laser Quest. It was called Jungle Quest.
Ooh.
And they needed people to dress up as safari people, so like Christopher Biggins. But bearing in mind I was very thin then, so I didn't look like Christopher Biggins. They needed people to dress up like Roger from Octopussy, I suppose, and go up and down the high street handing out flyers. And and a friend and me got sent to the shittest area in Watford called Garston. Apologies if you live in Garston now. It's probably very nice now, but this is about 1993. And we had to hang around on a street. We got dropped off on a transit van, and we had to hang around on the street corner handing out flyers. And there was a phrase we had to say, and I wish to God I could remember it, but it was so embarrassing. And yeah, that's the closest I've got to auditioning, when I had to wear a safari suit and stand on a street corner in like Watford's answer to Harlem.
Oh my god!
It was fucking grim. But that's the closest I've got.
I had to once be in costume and be meeting and greeting celebrities for the after party to Around the World in 80 Days, the Steve Coogan.
Oh, the Coogan film.
Coogan flop. And of course, so people would come in and I'd be all dressed in Victoria. Ah, welcome to the... And they were like, fuck off, you cunt. And I'm like, really sorry. The only person who was really nice was Jim Broadbent, who just sort of like, literally like hand on the shoulder, like, it's all right, mate, it'll get better.
And he's got papier-mâché friends as well.
But I remember years ago, an equally soul-destroying, almost like a pamphlet-y thing, with fellow trap member Dan Mersh and I used to work for a company. We do all sorts of just the most we'd be the guys stood at 6 a.m. by a T-junction with a clicker, clicking different types of cars and motorbikes going past, and then give that information to the local government. But we were given one job where we had to go around an area because there was an area of land, a parcel of land that the council wanted to decide what they were going to do with it. And we would walk around the community and we had to do like 200 a day or something. And all we had to do was ask the community what they would like to have there and give them options. And Dan and I got so bored after about 3 hours, we just went home, made up people's names and signatures, and decided that they all wanted a cinema built there. And then a year and a half later, they built a cinema there.
Amazing.
So we made sure a cinema was built because we just went back to our horrible fucking shitty house that we lived in flat. Yeah, Doreen Pin.
Cinema, please. I want to see more porn.
Yeah, that's another one done. Just made up fucking thing. Thank God we didn't have to write addresses because it would have been just so many. 32 Bishop Close, 38 Bishop Close, 38B Bishop Close. So we did that, and I think we did that for 3 days. Oh, that was fucking awful.
Question from Andrew here. Have you ever known in an audition that you were going to be offered a job, but know from the casting you really don't want it?
Yeah, pretty much every fucking... yeah, I mean, pretty much every advert, you know, they go in thinking that you're going to be doing Pinter and it's a load of tut. I haven't done much in the last sort of year and a bit. It's been very quiet for me, but I used to do lots of adverts in Europe, which is fine for me because they don't get shown.
Well, see your Twitter header.
They don't get shown over here, thank fuck.
You've got a Twitter header of you being like Captain Kirk in space.
Yeah, that was me. Yeah, fucking hell. That was a series of 6 adverts I did in Poland. In fact, one was Faulty Towers as Manuel, and it was for a mobile phone company. But it was amazing because they literally built the reception and the dining room area of Faulty Towers by, I presume, just watching a DVD and pausing it. And then these amazing Polish builders went, "We make that for you in 3 days." And then they did a Star Trek one, we did a CSI one and all that. I mean, I'm never going to whinge at that because it's regular work. So you just fly over to, in this case, it was Warsaw. And it's 2 or 3 days filming and get paid stupid money for dicking around. That's fine. But you don't like think, God, yeah, this is the chance for me to shine. It's going to be, I mean, it's adverts, it's shit. But the great thing about ads is you get to travel a bit. So you go to...
Of course, the director had other ideas.
Been to Cape Town a few times, you know.
The director had other ideas, didn't he?
Yes, well, let's just say if he was German, he'd be called Hands Everywhere.
Right, it'd be called Pound.
Pound. Actually, it's Zloty.
Per scene.
Zloty. I had to do
per
the...
line.
What's the... Oh, yeah, Prison Break. I had to do a Prison Break one. And I had to go to Warsaw, and I had to be dipped into this vat so they could get a body cast of me and then put tattoos all over me. And so
oh my God.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Advert.
Yeah, for an advert. Yeah, well, this is the same Polish ads. They just took all these. We did a Star Trek one. In fact, that's where me flying as the... It looks a bit like the Rocketeer.
It really does, yeah.
Which I know
go to Paul's Twitter profile. Yeah, I love Rocketeer. But go to Paul's Twitter profile and go to his header. He looks like the Rocketeer.
That ad was only good fun because we did proper green screen stuff, and I'd never done that before. So it was really mad working with green screen.
Oh, you'll like this question.
Oh, Christ. There's a fucking long old list.
I've got a few. I'm not going to say here.
No, I'm not going to say either. I'm not going to say who they are.
You know what?
We all know who they are. That's the thing.
I am not for a minute. Please don't think this is me saying I'm not for a minute in fucking show business. I'm not.
Nor am I. Nor am I.
Well, you're more than me. You've got fucking stories.
Yeah, but I just.
And that I'm going to name drop. But the night me and you and Dan Tetzel went out for a drink, and you and Tetzel were just fucking.
Yeah.
For like 3 hours, it was brilliant. But no, I'm not in show business. But I've been doing the podcast for 3 years now, and I've come into contact with people, and I've met some right cunts, real fucking cunts, which I won't say who they are.
The worst thing is when they think that what they do is remotely important. That's when you just go, oh, fuck off.
Yeah,
it's not. You're not a fireman, so shut up. It's just people who take it so seriously. My pet peeve, because I'm lucky to get the work when I get it. So when I'm not working, I just have to fucking, I work in cafes pouring coffees, or I do whatever I need to do just to make a bit of cash. Because I have to sometimes. I've known some pretty. I used to go out with someone from drama school called Carly Sheen, and her auntie was Ruth Sheen, who's been in pretty much every Mike Leigh film. She's big. She goes to Cannes and la la la. And even when I knew her, she was in between films and she was signing on because she just didn't have any work. She had 8 months of just nothing, and she's like, I have to sign on. And
she was in a film I watched the other day.
She's brilliant, Ruth. Yeah.
Poisonous Handbook. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's in pretty much 80% of every Mike Leigh film. And she was saying, she's one of the witches, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was saying, there are 8 months, 9 months where nothing. I have to sign on. I've got no money. So she was really down to earth. And she was the same. She's like, once people start sort of, enjoying the smell of their own farts, and he's like, oh, shut up. People whinging is what I don't get. Like I'm on set in Barcelona doing an advert for something. It's fucking lovely. All I've got to do is say 5 lines. A few times, and there's people bitching and moaning. I'm like, well, stop doing it then, you fucking awful cunt. Oh, this is awful. Oh yeah, 4 days in Barcelona getting paid $8,000. This must be a nightmare for you. I fucking hate that sort of. Ugh.
Oh, if I'm recognising the street, it's happened to me 3 times.
Oh.
Yeah, once was I went to the License to Kill screening in London.
Right.
And I arrived a bit late, and I sat down at the front, and a bloke came up to me, and it was quite busy, and I was quite stressed. It was my birthday last year, I think. And it was like the weekend of my birthday.
You had a birthday last year?
I did. And a bloke came up to me, and he went, excuse me, and I thought he was going to say, I'm sitting there. So I gave him a look like, fuck off. And he went, are you John Ray from Smash Pod? And I went, oh, yeah. So I felt a bit like a dick because I gave him such a fucking. But it was very nice. And then the second time was in Edinburgh. I went to the festival last year for a weekend.
Are you going to go this year?
I was supposed to go this year.
Oh, were you? Oh, fuck.
With the book.
Oh, shit.
For the literary festival.
Yeah.
Never mind. Yeah, Edinburgh last year. We went on an all-day drinking thing. We went to see Paul Putner's show, and then afterwards we went all around, and we ended up in the. Is it
Palladium?
You know the bit in the middle where they have all the drinking tents and everything.
Yeah.
We ended up there, and a bloke came up to me there and recognised me. And the other time was in London, when I was getting off the tube at Tottenham Court Road. Someone says to me, it's weird. I'm not. It's only happened to me 3 times, but it's weird.
It's happened to me a couple of times in Edinburgh, which is nice because but that's only because they've seen you in a show. But once someone asked me for my autograph, and I was like, okay, but because they genuinely thought I was David Gedge from The Wedding Present, the lead singer, and they were convinced. And I was going, I'm not, and they were like, you are, and that's why you're saying that. I'm like, no, I'm not David Gedge from The Wedding Present. They were like, yeah, you are. That was brilliant.
Well, Gedge gets confused for you.
Well, constantly, yeah. You knew that fucking idiot who's only references are from the 60s and 70s. So, yeah, that's me.
That coincidentally is also David Gebb.
So it's a secular. It's a nightmare.
You're like a giant circular Venn diagram.
I'm an Occam's razor of my own fucking fizzog. Also, once I was going to an art gallery and it was by invite only, but you could invite yourself. You could just say I'm coming, and they asked who I was. Oh, have you just gone, John? John's just gone. An art gallery, and I put my name in as P. Litchfield. And then when I got there were press and champagne because they thought it was the photographer Patrick Litchfield that was coming. It was just me. So that was fun.
I'm more excited about meeting you than I am Patrick Litchfield.
Well, they genuinely thought he was coming, and they rode out the red carpet. No, John's not slurring. That's his worthy accent.
I am quite slurring by now. Yeah, I'm quite pissed. I needed this tonight. Thank you, guys. Thank you. We needed this.
Oh, thank you so much, Edward. It's really nice that we've got sort of some semi-regulars who want to watch this, because I know that there's a glut of this sort of thing out there. And the fact that you've hitched your wagon to our glut.
It means a lot to us, because you know what? And this is not me blowing my own trumpet, though I might try that after we've gone off air. The first week when me and Paul were like, shall we just do this? I think there was like 13 people watching.
Yeah.
And this week there's like 50 to 60 people watching.
14 now, so, Yeah, and we got Singapore, Sydney.
Everybody's talking about pop music.
Babi dooba dooa, bat booa.
Tim, you said this 4 times tonight. It's not true.
But it's the rule of 3. He's done it 3 times now. Now it's funny.
All right, prove me wrong. This is not true, right? The bloke, the serial killer on... There was a serial killer on Bullseye. Yes, we know about that. Fred West was not on The Price is Right, and he did not win a patio set. But okay, Tim. There's nothing off on Fridays. You know what? There was an exclusive event tonight, I think. Someone was talking about it earlier.
You're not going to watch Celebrity Gogglebox,
Oh,
Neil?
yes, I'd like to say about... Yeah, that was it. Celebrity Gogglebox. Did the person who complained about the misprint and smash plot on Amazon, the Thunderbook, was a cunt? Yeah, I did. I did think he was a cunt. And I did see the reviews. There was a section of the book where there was a misprint, and it made it sound like someone was alive when they were not alive.
Right.
And this person marked me down, and it's annoying because every time you go to the book, on Amazon, he's the first review that comes up.
Oh, so he just looks out for that constantly.
Yeah, it's annoying.
He's like he's like Lynn Truss.
But did you see today? I mentioned it on social media. There was an ITV news report today about people who are reading more during lockdown, and this random family were like, "These are the books we've read on lockdown." They had a stack of them.
Oh yeah,
mine was in there.
That's lovely.
How's about that, guys and gals? Oh,
well, I told you I'm reading your book for the 3rd time.
Oh, bless you. Well, you were at the launch.
Yeah, I was at the launch. I got very drunk at your launch.
The best thing about my launch was we had loads of beer, and you could have got easily quite drunk. But my publisher, Pete Burns, if he's watching, Pete, we love you. He turned up and he was like, "Oh, beer's getting low," and he went down and he bought loads more. I think he filled up the fridge 3 times or 2 times.
Yeah, he did us proud.
It was an amazing night.
Crikey, that was a fun night.
What's your next book, John? It's supposed to be about 80s action movies, but the funny thing, I was saying this to someone the other day, is when lockdown happened, I thought this is good news because I've made a tiny bit of progress on my next book.
And you think you're going to get all your writing done?
Mm-hmm. I haven't been able to write a fucking thing.
No,
because I've got work and I've got homeschool, and then on the weekends I'm just like, I want to do nothing.
Do you know what? I don't even have that. I don't have a job. I don't have kids. I'm just sat at home going, there's the final episode of that I need to do. There's this I need to write. I've got to write, and I can't do any of it. It's bizarre.
It's fucking mad. And when you try, it's just weird.
Yeah,
weird.
Absolutely. Also, everything.
Thank you, Jason.
It is just very, very, very funny.
Thanks, Robert.
Also, everything I'm right now, I'm just second guessing everything, going, "Oh, someone said that better than I did."
Well, that's the thing. When I went to my publisher and said my deadline was supposed to be
that.
Well, my deadline was supposed to be September, and I went to my publisher and said, "You know what? I don't think that's going to happen because life,
Yes.
And he just said that he was on a podcast the other day where I don't know which one it was, but he was saying that a lot of people are saying they just creatively can't get anything done.
No. I'm definitely with you on that. It's really hard to get something out of that stone. Just one fucking thing, which is why this has been like a tonic, because it's sort of half-assed but fun. So, there's no money or contracts involved.
The reason we started this is because Paul and I, we get on, no secret, and it was a good way for us to keep in touch once a week, and also we like being fucking stupid, and this is a good way to do it.
It's a nice way to do it, isn't it? I think. And I think we'll be doing it for at least another 2 or 3 months, because I don't think this is going to end that quick.
No, I don't.
Because I think we've got a second wave almost reaching its crest from what I've been seeing, which is just fucking baffling. And we will be the graveyard that was once part of Europe. It's fucking so. Anyway, let's not. Right, thank you,
Tim. I admire your spirit. Fred West was not on an episode of Price is Right. He did not win a patio set. He was on Every Second Counts, and he stole a tease made. You know what? Seriously, a serious comment, and this is me being quite drunk. As you notice, I'm slurring. I don't care. This would not be as fun as it is every week without you lot. Genuinely.
Well, yeah, it would be very odd. Just us two talking to dead air.
Yeah, but no, because the comment section is so good, and
I think you find, Tim, that actually he was on Strike It Lucky. This is where it happened. And what's a hot spot not? A good spot. And,
can we talk about Strike It Lucky anymore? Is that acceptable?
I think we could talk about the quiz show Strike It Lucky.
Because we all watched the documentary about the person who hosted that.
Yes.
Game show, right.
Yes. Cliff Mitchellmore, yeah.
Cliff Mitchellmore. Elton Wellesby.
You just say Cliff Mitchellmore.
I meant Elton Wellesby.
Elton Wellesby.
What happened was I was saying Cliff Mitchellmore and then I burped and it went wrong.
That's what happened.
Dwayne Hickman says, I fucking love these Friday nights.
Oh,
Dwayne,
thank you.
We do too. What you're witnessing is somebody who doesn't drink wine and then he drinks a whole bottle of wine.
And then 2 beers after.
And then 2 beers. Well, I've only had one. But I have got another one lined up for after.
Oh, the old Foster's chaser.
Oh, Tim, you've let yourself down.
But it's the consistency I admire.
Andrew says he was on Going for Gold. The Belgian disappeared after the show. Oh, this is a good question. I'd like to ask you this, Paul. It's a good question. You know everything.
Well, yeah, go on.
I want to know that too.
Yeah, no, I don't know what. Well, because no, I've no idea why they decided to change the. Maybe he murdered the word lucky somehow. So Jim Carter came up there.
I don't think you can say murdered.
Oh, okay.
You might need to speak to our lawyers. And, we might need to speak to the man.
Ah, yes. The old writing bureau there.
Oh, God.
Hang on. Bring that picture back. I want to have a good old look at.
Okay.
Hotel. Look at that there. Look. Duck egg blue on the old wall.
Yeah. I mean, fuck. He must have had a massive penis.
Wonderful aspidistras and a variety of the old lilies there. Look at Tell's old laptop.
He looks like the old Dirk Diggler.
I've got the old algorithm running there for Mrs. W when she's in the mood. I'm not sure if he had a big. Will he? I think he might have had really huge balls.
I think Terry Wogan have massive balls. Yeah,
big balls, like
massive balls,
like 2.
Tim's on it again. The new version aired under the title "Strike It Rich." This being the title of the short-lived American game show of the same name on which it was based.
Wow. I think Tim Coleman might actually be CFAX.
I think Tim Coleman is our...
sort of crude, rude, slightly ribald CFAX.
Well, I was going to say crude as in oil. Like you just ask
crude oil.
He pumps out facts. Dennis Nilsson was on 15-1 and ironically got knocked out on a plumbing question. Question or nominate, Dennis. Eat is not an option.
Oh my word!
There's a Dennis Nilsson drama coming soon, isn't there, with David Tennant playing Dennis Nilsson? Really? Have you noticed how all celebrities right now are wearing Dennis Nilsson glasses?
Oh, is that a big thing now?
Have you not noticed?
No.
I'll show you one. Hang on. You have to fill for a moment.
Is this a trend?
Yes, it is.
Are they like sort of what are those Dennis Norden-y ones?
Yeah, like
sort
Dennis Nilsson ones.
Like huge bay windows.
Exactly, and it's very trendy right now.
Well,
I can't be asked to find it.
It was Wonder Woman who did that best, didn't she? When she was Diana in disguise, she wore a big old pair of specs, didn't she? What? Terry's oversized gonads.
Gonad is an amazing name for testicles, isn't it?
Gonad.
I'd like to know because
I tell you what's written on the label of old Terry's pants. Serving suggestion.
I'd like to know the etymology of gonad.
Or how it came about. It's probably Latin. It all fucking comes down to Latin. That'll be Latin, won't it? It'll be like gonadium means sack of yolk, and that means gonads. It's bound to be. Someone will know.
Oh God! It's when you look it up, it comes up. Gonads, an organ that produces gametes, a testis or ovary.
Gametes.
Gonad. It's got a Wikipedia page. A gonad, sex gland or reproductive gland, is a mixed gland. It's a mixed gland that produces.
It's a mixer.
It produces. Oh God! There's a photo of them. It produces the gametes, sex cells, and sex hormones of an organism. In the female of the species, oh my God, they produce the egg cells. In the male, they produce the sperm. The male gonad, i.e., the testicle, produces sperm in the form of spermatozoa. The female gonad, the ovary, produces eggs. Both of these gametes are haploid cells. So there you go. It's not just men that have got gonads. It's ladies and men too.
This might be the perfect way to round off the show. I've held a man's testigonad, not the sack, the inside.
What?
Yes. Okay. Picture the scene. I'm working over the summer via the YMCA with kids doing sports and drama and activities. It's a summer job. There's loads of kids playing badminton. One of the kids, we're talking kids like 9 or 10. Yeah. He is playing badminton, slips, falls into the pole holding up the net, the hook of which goes up his shorts, through his testicle, into his gonad, rips it, and then the testy falls out of his own ball sack.
Fucking hell.
And I, because I'm in charge, have to run up, pop it back into the sack and hold it with blood running down my hand, whilst I'm also going, oh God, oh God, oh God, and wait for the ambulance to arrive.
That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, there you go.
That's stored in there, is it?
That's in the bank. Yeah.
How did it end up? Did the person go to hospital and it got fixed, or?
He went to hospital and he had his gonad put back in and it was fixed. Yeah, he kept everything.
But now we know, of course, that if it was a female doing the same thing, then they'd have also had a gonad.
So sorry, this is the idea that it's a girl that's done it, and this horrible. Right? Yeah. So that happened. And
well, that's the name of your autobiography now.
Yeah, well, that's going to be the front cover. Just me No, it'll be me holding onto the gonad, but the gonad's my face.
Yeah.
Somehow hanging out of a pair of shorts belonging to a boy.
Yeah.
I haven't thought this through, but it's going to be a belter.
Favorite Connery movie outside Bond?
Okay. Well,
we're going to go in a couple of minutes.
Yeah. I've I really like Zardos, even though it's utter twonk.
You know what I love about Zardos is the etymology of the title, what it means.
Yeah.
It's very clever.
And I still find the idea of the floating head and all that just brilliantly odd and mad, and I love all that.
It really is.
Probably Untouchables.
I would say Untouchables as well.
Yeah, Untouchables, but really Zardos.
Zardos is a much cleverer film. People point at the red nappy and everything, but it's actually fucking hell.
It's an allegory.
Edward Kemper was the first host of Pets Win Prizes. Dwayne.
Adolf Hitler was the first presenter of movies, games, and videos.
Sounds like it's actually a child's gonads, not a man.
Yeah, well, all right. If you want to be
Tim, come on.
Let's not split gonads.
Tim, he saved someone's life.
I did. He could have bled to death via my arm.
How can any story improve on the opening line, "I've held another man's gonads"? Well, now I tell you I can improve on it. Now we know that it's not a male term. It's intersex. Time Bandits.
Oh Sean, that's very good. That's
he's barely in it though.
Well, yeah. I mean, he plays two parts.
Last Crusade, yeah, maybe. But the Untouchables, he's a force majeure, isn't he? He's so
he really is in that. Yeah, he's very good in that. Oh, also maybe Hunt for Red October.
Oh, yeah, but Untouchables wins for me because it has the bit where he's chasing that guy, and I found out recently that it's not a line from the script. You know, he's chasing that fella at the border, and he says, "Enough of this running shit."
Oh, is that an ad-lib?
That's an ad-lib, which is brilliant. Yeah. But
you were playing that clip from Red October about 6-7 months ago, which I completely forgot about. The Russian into English. It's so fucking well done.
It's so fucking well done. It's
that incredible.
I've seen it copied a few times, but the way the camera just goes into the mouth, then back up.
Yeah, it's so good.
John McTiernan, the guy who did Die Hard and Predator, genius.
And I think it was off the back of that I rewatched. I think I've seen it at least 10 times. So I watched it, and it's such a fucking great film.
Oh, good shout.
Oh, yeah. See, it's fucking Zardos, I've decided. Or Untouchables. Or Man Who Would Be King, or...
Can I just say, the reason Zardos is called Zardos, and hold your ears if you haven't seen it, it's because their whole society is based on the fact that someone read The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Isn't that a brilliant idea, though, genuinely?
That's a great idea.
It's such a good idea. John Borman, who is a bit...
Copied, all that.
John Borman is genuinely half genius, half mental patient.
Yeah, he reminds me of Peter Greenaway. When I was a proper wanky drama student, I was very into Peter Greenaway. So, The Cook, The Thief, His Wife, and I Love Her. Yeah. But then you watch some of his other films like Z and Two Noughts and Draftsman's Contract, which I kind of like. But then you take a step back and go, this is absolute balls. This is utter bollocks.
But Borman can go Zardos, Excalibur.
Yeah.
Hope and Glory.
Yeah, massive shifts in tone.
Yeah, huge.
Amazing shifts in tone.
Just a genius. And Hope and Glory is one of my favourite films of all time.
Yeah, you love Hope and Glory, don't you?
I do, because you get to say, bugger off, you bloody sod, as your swear perimeter.
Oh, that's good. My favourite is Rita Sue and Bob too, but I can't say it because it's horribly racist.
That's not John Borman.
No, he didn't do... Well, he could have done Rita Sue and Bob.
He could have done. We're having a gang bang. We're having a ball.
Oh, God.
Oh, Tim's still at it, look.
He was on Beat the Teacher. Do you know what? Fuck it, he was. We're going to accept that.
We're going to accept... Are we finishing, or are we going to do another few minutes, or what?
I don't mind, John. I mean, this is Easter egg extras now. Just two people towards the end of their drinks.
I mean, I'm happy.
You look happy.
I'm happy.
When are we going to do our soundtrack podcast? Because we're thinking about doing that, aren't we?
I've got all the clips saved. I'm just waiting for you to say.
Well, I've got time, but it's this. Do you want to start doing another podcast, John?
I mean, Paul. Doing anything with you is not a chore.
Oh, you little angel. We were thinking of doing a podcast just about soundtracks, a genuine love of soundtracks. Because we both love them.
We do.
I'm going through my Spotify, and compared to actual songs, it's really woeful. It is like 5 days worth of soundtracks.
Sorry, I have to say, Dwayne said this, and it's made me laugh.
That's very good.
Oh, fucking hell.
That's a perfect. You see the old
but
English
yes, because
play there.
Our first episode of our soundtrack podcast, we're going to do James Horner.
Yeah,
which is really exciting because to lift the veil, because you guys are listening are our best friends.
Yeah,
Paul's going to do Wrath of Khan, and I'm going to do Rocketeer, and we're so excited about it.
I know, and I need to touch on fucking Battle Beyond the Stars because it's almost the same soundtrack, but it's not.
James Horner pretty much did the same scaffold for every soundtrack, but
yeah, but it's a bloody good scaffold. By the way, Pol Pot chose the ingredients for Ready Steady Cook. There you go. There's my.
Papa Dog was on Card Sharks.
Card Sharks.
The gonads thing has reminded me of the Australian guy who was arrested in a restaurant. Oh yes, take your hand off my penis.
What's
Succulent Chinese meal.
What?
The guy, seen the video of the guy who's arrested in the Chinese restaurant? The Australian guy.
No.
Take your hands off my penis.
No. I don't know if I want to.
I'll send you after. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank
Horner,
you.
Star Trek 2, magnificent. The Nebula stuff is wonderful. Well, Paul was very specific in the clips he made me choose.
It's attacking the Montura Nebula, and it is beautiful. Not as good as Kirk's explosive reply, which is the best on the thing. But it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
We've had this conversation many a time, heading down the escalator at Holborn to then split at the bottom, going where we're going. And we've had many conversations to say James Horner was fucking amazing. And each time we've got to the bottom of that escalator, we've said, let's do a podcast about this. So we will do
it. We will get around to it because I think it would be lovely. It'd be beautiful. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure, everyone. But I think it's time to fucking take the red tape that was immediately cut by the Queen at the beginning of the show, pick it up and tie it into a bow and declare the show closed. That's what the Queen should do now. She should go around declaring places closed. All the businesses that fail, she needs to now take ribbons and tie them back together.
Yeah.
And have I don't know what a pair of anti-scissors would be, probably sellotape.
I now declare this Toys R Us fucking shut.
And then I suppose she needs to reverse a champagne bottle off the wall, and then she just takes it.
I'm having that.
She'll need the people who used to do the editing in Spike Milligan's Q shows to do everything. Fantastic, Mr. Rocks. Good day, says. Thank you. Again, another person who's been with us since minute one, so thank you, Mr. Rocks.
Thank you so much, everyone.
You and your family, lovely. Robert says, cheers. Thanks for the laughs. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah.
Edward
was on Meet the Family. There you go. There's another one.
Tim's always good. Tim, thank you coming in every week and barking stuff at us. Thank you. Edward says, good night. Stay safe. We will, because we haven't gone anywhere.
No, I don't go anywhere.
And Greg, thank you, Greg. I know you're a picture of John Holmes, which is questionable. And Greg Evergan, thanks. And Jason, thank you.
Thanks, chaps, and we'll see you next week, hopefully.
We will see you next week, but I'll leave you.
Some more things.
I'll leave you both, all of you, both. I am quite drunk. I'll say goodbye to you, Paul, and I'll say goodbye to everybody by playing out as we came in with this. Good night, everybody.